Greetings, Libra. It's Libra season. All snaps for Libra. Happy birthday, Libra. Happy solar return. Happy days, happy ways, and happy season to come. So, Libra, September tried to tip the scales. October is your chance to really rebalance it or tilt it back and call it art. Man, you are in first place, Libra. Let's just say that. All snaps for Libra. This is your time to really come back. Come back with the comeback. So, Mercury is going to be entering into your second house in Scorpio on October 6th. And Mercury in the second house brings your focus to like your self-worth, your possessions. You're thinking more intensely now. You can be focused on monies, you can be focused on resources, you could be focused on your sense of personal value. And this is a period for strategic financial planning, and I think you're uncovering hidden opportunities or reevaluating how you earn and manage your resources. You can gain insight when it comes to investments, when it comes to certain financial entanglements. This can be resolving like a debt, this can be paying a bill, this can be trying to increase your security or create some type of wealth, and you can be discovering ways on how to do that. Venus is going to be in your sign. I just love that. I'm not there yet, but this is really a time for you to come back, get on board. But anyway, your approach to money in the second house when Mercury's in there is going to become more investigative. You're no longer satisfied with these surface level solutions where it's like, I gotta work a 9 to 5 job, I gotta work here in order to make money. No, your mind is more in tune into the value of your skills, your natural talents, and you are promoting or prompting yourself for, even self-assessment. You're, like recalibrating what you deserve materialistically, what you deserve professionally. And you definitely want to be mindful of obsessing over control or becoming overly conscious. Instead, you want to channel this energy into a more analytical type of like productive financial decisions and practical planning. Let's say, you're talking about your skills in this house. How can your skills help you earn? Make a plan, and we're going to have a full moon in Aries in your natal seventh house. So, bye. Like, let those partners go. Like, let anything that needs to go, because you are coming to this full combination of, close partnerships, of collaborations, and even the part of where you trust others, mutual support, mutual understanding. Excuse me. There's this like something is tested during this time, and you're being forced, or not even forced, actually being asked to let go of, things that are not going to bring you to the next. I think you start to realize, things are not going to bring you to like the next level, and you have some type of emotional breakthroughs, and you truly realize like what you actually desire in a relationship. So you're saying goodbye to some things, some certain people, and even old patterns or, agreements that no longer serve your highest light or your highest good, they come to the surface, and it's really urging you to renegotiate that, or it's urging you to release that. This full moon is going to encourage this conscious reflection on how you give and take in dynamics, and even collaborations, and how you compromise for others. This is your season, it's your time. And yeah, so for those who, are in business, or they're in partnerships or relationships like marriages, this is a time for you to really clarify your boundaries. What do you expect, your expectations, and also like the shared responsibilities, even shared resources as well. So later on in the month, October 13th is the day that Venus is going to go into your sign, Libra. Venus loves you, and you love Venus. This is your chart ruler. And so, Venus coming into your first house of appearance, of personal magnitude, like you are truly enhancing your charm. You become more attractive and confident, even well past your season. But you are like, even going out of your season, you still have this natural presence and natural glow that is very, I want to say demanding, but it definitely draws attention. There's certain admiration, and you're making it really, I won't say you're making it clear, like, but there is like making time for exciting networking or gating or dating, or like putting yourself out there towards like professionally, the things that you want. It's like you are more aware of how you present yourself, and it's a favorable time to really refine your personal style, refine your the way, like, you warm up to others, even strengthen some type of first impressions with the next person. Relationships are initiated or they're nurtured how you would like it to be, in a harmonious level, in a mutual rewarding level. Self-care becomes prominent to you, beauty routines and even personal well-being are emphasized, and this creates this sense of balance and peace that you can find within yourself. Your ability to attract certain opportunities through your charisma, through your diplomatic nature, this is heightened. Even financial or, you know, personal gains, this can arise for you through like your own magnetism and your own charm, which is beautiful. So on October 13th, Pluto is going to go direct in Aquarius, right, in the fifth house. And Pluto in the fifth house, this marks a area of life where you are that is involving like your self-expression. It is involving children. It involves creating endeavors and things of that nature. And this can, if it's been stagnant, it can like gain momentum now. If you think about like relationship dynamics, this can undergo a deep change with opportunities to find some type of empowerment or even conscious energy or conscious intimacy. And if you're a parent, this is transformational experiences with children that are possible here, because we have learning, here we have mentoring, we have guidance. Opportunities that come to Pluto going direct. And this can be a period to really reclaim your personal power and like redefine how you express your what do you call this, like your individuality, and even like your passions when it comes to love, and when it comes to your passion even that you have for life, let's just say the passion that you have for life, and even like your artistic pursuits. And naturally Pluto is ruling over your second house. So these things have to do with your self-worth. They have to do with, undergoing deep change when it comes to, opportunities that can make you feel empowered so that you earn more. Even when it comes to like shaping or seeing your shadow patterns or these old habits, they can be confronted during this time and transformed into like healthier expressions of desire and creativity. Mercury is going to conjunct Mars in Scorpio in your second house. A lot of action happening in your second house. Like, you are definitely, Libra, demanding what you deserve, because your second house having this conjunction, you are energizing your financial decisions, and even when it comes to self-worth strategies, you feel more decisive, you feel more assertive, you feel like even impulsive when it, regarding monies and regarding like investments or even your personal resources. If you have to negotiate, Libra, if you have to speak about what do you call these financial like endeavors, this can be really effective during this time if you're really strategic. Your focus is very analytical, it's very like your skills, like this is a house of your natural skills, so you are really determined to do something with them. It's really allowing you to solve financial challenges or problems, or even uncover these hidden opportunities that you may have had, or you can even get into. You want to avoid conflicts that have to do with money and possessions, and channel this energy into constructive action, budgeting, planning, and asserting yourself, or asserting, you know or even asserting yourself to advocate for your value, and even negotiating your compensation, or the resources that you need and demand. This is really favorable during that time. There's going to be a new moon in your first house, Libra, and Venus is there as well, and this is happening on October 21. And so this really emphasizes your first house of fresh beginnings, the newer self, the evolved self, who you are becoming, and personal goals. And new moon in this sign, it's like you're set up to set these new intentions for yourself: improvement, confidence, and personal growth. And you can feel inspired to take bold actions in defining yourself, adopting new ideas, new habits, pursuing new opportunities. And now more than ever, I feel like first impressions matter. So presenting your authentic self will attract more opportunities that really resonate with your true path. This is a lunation that encourages like self-reflection, and encourages alignment with your inner values, and there's this conscious focus on personal involvement, on personal empowerment. um Even when it comes to like projects that you're working on, initiative, anything that you're working towards, lifestyle changes, this is really heightened now and initiated, and it's asking you to really confront them in order for them to have this like long lasting effect, or really start a new way of seeing things, a new perspective, in order to gain that long lasting effect. Neptune is going to be leaving Aries in your seventh house. And so Neptune being in your seventh house, going back into your sixth house, is to talk about how relationships can really take a damn toll on our health, right? And depending on how much you give to it, you cannot give a relationship yourself. And truly, Libra risings really want to be seen as independent, even if they are in partnerships. They want to be valued for their own personal like achievement. It's like wanting to be seen in your own life, even if you're entangled with the next person. So sometimes we have to release certain attachments or certain illusions around relationships, and I think you're going to learn that. Of course, Neptune has a long transit through Aries, but it going back into your sixth house, there could be misunderstandings. There could be certain deceptions that you have to let go of. Like I said, we cannot hold on to the past because it can affect our health. We can't hold on to past relationships. So you can expect that some things to dissolve during this time, for its final time, because Neptune is not going into Pisces in our lifetime, in this lifetime. So you can allow yourself to see partners or see other people more clearly, and really, like I said, how it affects your health. And there's so many different ways that we can cut ties and that we can free ourselves from others, that have to do with us growing spiritually and us cutting the ties spiritually. Things are not always as they seem, Libra, and you can get into certain practices to where, like the dream world, cutting ties, actually envisioning a thread and cutting the tie. There's so many practices to get into. I advise you to really like search them up, but also like becoming emotionally mature too, because our emotions, like in our mental health, are very important. And we're not gonna let somebody just drive us crazy, or like drive us down a road of self-harm and self-undoing anymore. It's over. Like, it's over for that. No more. You have to be conscious in your connections, and these things, are really coming to the forefront, even when it comes to people trying to dominate you. Obviously your seventh house is in Aries. So it's like that person always feels like they know the way. You know what I'm saying? So they can be very like, I won't say it's always like that, but that person can really demand its own independence and things of that nature. So it's really important that you know thyself, and that you understand and learn who you are, so that you can show up as your best self in any type of partnership. So yes, the sun is going to enter into Scorpio in the second house on October 23. And like I said, there's so much focus in your second house that have to do with self-worth and like these tangible resources. So your focus becomes like you want to establish security, you want to create wealth, you want to assert your personal value. And this is a period where you're shining in your professional skills, your personal talents, and maybe you're being recognized for these, abilities, and even opportunities to enhance your material, what do you call it, material like resources. This can arise if there's confidence in financial decision making and growing, and even personal growth can bring better decision making. Even long-term planning can become really easier when the sun is going into your second house. Be careful not to spend so much, even like spending on other people, or spending to or spending for like investments or anything like that, because this is a house of self-worth as well, and I feel like it's really tied to your tangible achievements. And so that can be like investing time in things, investing your energy in things, and even resources that have to do with building this personal stability. It's now favored. So you really want to make sure that you, like I said, you're being your authentic self. Like you know what you want. And if you don't know what you want now, you're planning to know what you want. You're gonna have Lilith, in the second house conjuncting Mercury on the 23rd. And this is a time for really like this is a heightened awareness of your financial independence, or the thing that you need, your personal value, even like your self-reliance, hidden desires, or even unconventional approaches when it comes to making money, or it comes to like taboo subjects, regarding resources or things of that nature. This can arise. This is a powerful time for you to embrace your financial autonomy, or the ways that you make money. Like, of course, make bold actions towards monies, and like even when it comes to like confronting these limiting beliefs around your worth. It's like you have to believe that you can have more in order to get more. Like you need intellectual courage, Libra, and you also need like strategic planning when it comes to like transforming how you manage and attract and value and value resources, the one that you have and the one that you are attracting. You're gonna have on the same day, Mars is gonna conjunct Lilith in Scorpio in your natal second house. Not on the same day, excuse me, on the 26th. So a couple days later, this is still having the assertive energy and drive, of like independence and these personal resources. This is a time where you're really trying to take this decisive action in these financial matters and asserting what you deserve, whether it's materially, personally, professionally. Like your energy is very, very high, and you want to use it for strategic investments and negotiating and planning and saving, and really, trying to get towards self-sufficiency. So you want to avoid impulsive spending. You want to avoid conflicts over possessions. Instead, you want to channel this energy into something that's going to empower you, bringing like building long-lasting security, and one that is really, I'm telling you, truthful, and that brings you a more improve self-confidence. And so Mercury is going to move into your third house of Sagittarius. And so Mercury in the third house of Sagittarius, it's your mind, it's really expanding beyond just just like little subtle mental formulas. I think that your mind is really emphasizing clear thinking, even when you're talking to like neighbors, or you're talking to your immediate environment. This is really heightened. Like you have great learning skills, and even when it comes to sharing ideas, like you're not gonna just want to talk about the mundane life. I think you're gonna want to talk about how, like these financial matters, or these matters that have to do with skill and family, or not even family, but things that, of course, that can make things better for your surroundings. You want to talk about it in a more expansive and a more philosophical way. Like it takes a more higher role in your life. You know, it's not just a 9 to 5. It's like, what can we plan to make our lives really go somewhere? We're experiencing certain things, you know, even like making important decisions and important opportunities. You know, this can really take like effect because you are thinking about like your local influence, your mental influence. Like you're putting all of these things together, but you're speaking in a way that, you know, you're trying to cultivate or make a stronger financial foundation. And so you have to talk about it, you have to be about it, you have to think about it, but it's not thinking about it in a little way. It's thinking about it in a huge way. And you know, you have to improve your self-worth, you have to improve your self-confidence, and you have to have more authentic partnerships and a clearer sense of personal identity in order to do those things. And I feel like with these opportunities that come in order to assert yourself to like personal and um, material value can really help expand your mind and give you clear thinking, clear communication. And people may not always see the vision. You know, as I said, it could be very much high out there. This is like messages coming from your higher self, but to your lower mind. And so it seems like it's a philosophy or philosophical, but you know that you have to alter something in your mind in order for you to really claim the self-sufficiency that you're trying to enhance for yourself, Libra. So yes, that's all I have for you, Libra. I hope that was helpful. Definitely like, comment, subscribe, please, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, Libra.